I had a millionaire in my office a couple years ago, actually well-known millionaire in my district, but he said, look, with the SALT, the state and local tax deduction being limited to $10,000, my marginal tax rate in California is no longer 13.3%, it's now 23%. And if I'm going to give California one out of every $4 that I earn over $1 million, why should I do that? And we had a nice discussion. Then he politely informed me that he had closed escrow on a $10 million mansion in Miami and was going to be leaving the state in California. California 13.3, Florida 0 income tax rate. So the marginal tax rates have already been making some movement on our top 1%, or in this case, top half of 1%. But this bill would also have a combined tax rate for some of up to 54%. So Connecticut is also a really high tax state, and I just don't know if the professor has reviewed the state of Connecticut, but they also raised their tax rates on the wealthy. And they found that their income on that demographic went from $200 million a year to $100 million a year. It actually went down. It was not a net revenue increase. And so the state, having to face another shortfall of tax revenues, had to raise taxes on the middle class. And so they've seen their income taxes go up 13% on income tax and then 35% on other taxes. So it's a real interesting paradigm. It's not static. You can't just say if we raise the rates that we will receive $6 billion. Trying to do some of the math myself with a little help from another CPA, maybe 2.8 billion, not 6. But if you have people move, it gets real interesting. State of New Jersey had a billionaire, did quite well for a few years as a hedge fund manager, and he decided to move everything to Miami, Florida, south, which is what the East Coasters do, right? They go to Florida, and they basically had to hold a special committee of the legislature to inform how much money and revenues they were going to be losing from David Tepper, if you want to look him up. So those are some of the concerns. California, as you stated, Senator Hertzberg, does not give a tax break for capital gains, so you have a full 16.5% plus the federal rate. So that's going to incentivize some people, perhaps, to move elsewhere before they liquidate. Just sort of some things to think about as we move forward. Others is that we already have the highest personal income tax rate in the nation. That may be a disincentive of people moving to California. When you look at the IRS filings of address changes, we're seeing people move from California to neighboring states, Arizona, Nevada, a lot to Texas. Where we're seeing them come from is New York and New Jersey, and they're already very high taxing states. So you not only get to leave the East Coast and come to California, but you don't really face a really much different tax climate. So I can see why they're coming from those states. So I just want to be careful about our 1%ers, but there's just a few other thoughts, and then I'll turn it over to Senator Nielsen. But you know, taxing the wealthy also hinders economic growth. I mean, in your city, Senator Hertzberg, you've got the owner of the LA Times now who's a billionaire, and I'm sure he's keeping all those reporters working. But if he has less capital, it could be real interesting. I'm a little concerned about the fact that it's retroactive and that it's permanent. So those are just some of my concerns that I just wanted to toss out there.